Hi, my lovely friends. This is Kelsey. It's Essentially Book. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. This will be my July wrap-up video, but first I want to talk about the sponsor for today's video, which is Javy Coffee. So Javy Coffee and I have been working together for about a month now, and I am loving it. I love iced coffee, but I hate the work it takes to make good iced coffee at home. Or unless you buy like Starbucks every day or buy, the jugs of coffee from the store. It's just not super cost effective always for me. I make hot coffee all the time with my coffee pot, but I just really struggle with iced coffee even though I love it in the summer. So Javy's really cool because this little bottle here, so this is an 8-ounce cup, if you can see, is 30 servings of coffee. It's coffee concentrate. So I do 8 ounces of water or milk or whatever liquid you like with 1 teaspoon-ish, because I like mine a little stronger, of this concentrate, and it's my iced coffee. They have a ton of different flavors. Caramel brulee and then iced vanilla cream drizzle are my favorites. It's the afternoon, I'm filming. I haven't been particularly motivated to film, so Javy has been wonderful for giving me that afternoon boost to feel motivated. When you get a bottle of this, it also comes with this cute little recipe book. So today after I worked out, I actually mixed protein powder in with my coffee and it was awesome. I used the caramel and then I used First Form protein, and there's a vanilla flavor. It's so good. So anyways, they give you a bunch of ideas of how to use your coffee in different drink recipes and all of that. But if you are interested in Javy, totally recommend it. You get 20% off your order if you use the code Essentially Booked, or there will be a link in the description below. You can also use that link, but 20% off your order is awesome. And like I said, it's 30 servings of coffee out of this. I have 3 bottles right now because I'm so obsessed with it, but it is extremely cost effective. You're not going to spend $5 every day at Starbucks. And I think for the cost of like 4 drinks, you can pay off one of these. So I love it. Totally recommend. But anyways, let's get started with my wrap up for July. Okay. First off, I'm drinking it out of a brewery cup. In July, I had a pretty mediocre July. To be fair, we traveled a lot. We went up to Minnesota. We went to North Dakota for a wedding. We just traveled a lot, and I will say with work and parenting and just summer, my reading was not the reading I prefer. I did not get a lot of uninterrupted reading times. I read a lot at night, and by then I was tired. So my reading was very moody, and I didn't make a TBR, and that's kind of one of my goals, so it's fine. So I read 9 books in July, and I read 5 of those books were romance. So I was very mood reading, and honestly on vacation I didn't have a ton of brain space, right, to like focus on things. So this was a-okay. My favorites of the month were probably The Light Pirate and Fourth Wing. I reread The Hobbit too, but that's its own thing. And then I also really enjoyed the Elsie Silver series. I'm totally drawing a blank. It's like Flawless and Heartless, that series, the cowboy series, Chestnut Springs. So I really enjoyed the Chestnut Springs series too. My least favorite was probably The Duchess Effect, but honestly, all of the books were 3 stars or above, so I really did enjoy all of them. I've said this before, I love romance, but a romance novel is very rarely gonna get more than 3 stars from me, because that's just how I roll. A 3-star for a romance book is really good. So we will just get started in the order of the books I read this month. So like the rest of the world, I fell into the Fourth Wing fervor, and it was so much fun. I couldn't put it down. It's Dragon School mixed with ACOTAR, mixed with Hunger Games. So much fun. I really don't need to say a lot about it because I think you guys all understand the hype. We just won't talk about it, but it was really good. Was it the best writing I've ever read? No. Will it be like the best fantasy I've ever read, which I'm seeing a lot of people say absolutely not, but was it fun? 100%. Reading it with my friend Marty is always super fun. She's Let's Talk About Books Baby. I'll put her in the comments or in the description. We were dying laughing because their love starts like a fire one time with lightning. And Darna, which is a dragon in the story, reminds me of Baby Charmander. Just so many things about this book were fun, wonderful. It was exactly what I needed at the time. A great start for July. Then Kindle Unlimited got me. I finally started the Chestnut Springs series, and I've read 2 of them, working on the other 2 this month, honestly. So Flawless and Heartless by Elsie Silver, both just great. I liked Heartless better than Flawless. These are extremely open door, but they're cowboy romances, rodeo romances. I liked Heartless because I do like the age gap dynamic in that romance more than I liked Flawless. I think I just loved Willow as a character in the second book. I just really liked that. That was probably more my jam. I'm reading the third book right now and it's a little slower. I'm excited for the book that will come out in the fall. It's really good. I just enjoyed the setting. The characters are really endearing. If you're looking for Open Door, I recommend. If you're not, I do not recommend. So I read both of those. And then we listened to The Hobbit on audio, my husband and I, through our road trip. And then we also started Fellowship of the Ring, which I will talk about that later. Both of them are narrated by Andy Serkis, and I guess all of them are in that series. He is so good at what he does as a narrator. Like, he's so good. He does all the voices, even sounds like some of the voices from the movies. And if you don't know who Andy Serkis is, he was Gollum in the Lord of the Ring trilogy. He just is wonderful. He sings the songs that are in the books. It was such an experience. 5 stars for all of that. The Hobbit is a 5-star read for me, but because I've read it before, like, it's not really a 5-star read this month. Does that make sense? I don't know. It does in my brain. And so, I mean, if you want to listen to fantastic audiobooks, definitely recommend those narrated by Andy Serkis. I did read The Only One Left by Riley Sager, and I actually really liked it. It's not my favorite, but it was definitely middle of the road, higher as far as my favorites. I still think my favorite Riley Sager is Final Girls, followed by The Lying One. And I'm totally drawing a blank. The only Riley Sager I have not read is Survive the Night, and right now I'm okay with that. But The Only One Left, it's like a retelling of Lizzie Bourdain with a gothic house as a character, and it was just fun. The house vibes were fun. The ending was a whirlwind in the way that Riley Sager likes to do whirlwinds. It wasn't as far-fetched. It was still pretty far-fetched, but it didn't go where The House Across the Lake went, if you know what I mean. I had a great time with it. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars, 3 stars probably. I don't know. This video, we're not gonna really talk about ratings. We're just gonna talk about my general vibes, okay? Okay, then on vacation, I read The Boyfriend Candidate, and this was just a romance that didn't really take a lot of brain power. It was set in the Texas political world where this girl has a one-night stand, or an attempted one-night stand, with the guy running for governor. And when they are attempting this one-night stand, lightning hits their hotel, and then the fire alarms go off. They have to escape, and press is on them. And all of a sudden she's like, oh, you're the guy running for governor. So she agrees to be his fake girlfriend to kind of like ease the PR of it. But I really liked the side commentary about education and all the attacks teachers are facing right now, what with book banning and all of that. The main character is a librarian, and so there's a lot of conversation in this romance novel about book banning. And it's by Ashley Winstead. It was the first book I've read by her. I think this is the second book in a series, but I haven't read the first one, which in romance, that's always okay. I just appreciated it because not only was it a romance novel, so it was exactly like my type of romance novel, there was some depth in it, and it talked about important things. So definitely recommend, if you like politically adjacent books, 100%. It's left-leaning, which is my politics, so loved it. But I do think it just was a really nice conversation about the things librarians and teachers are up against right now that is patently unfair and patently crap. My husband's a teacher, so I'm very biased about that. But anyways, I loved it. It was great. It was perfect for vacation, and it was short and sweet and to the point. And then a book with a little bit of a punch and depth was The Light Pirate. This is a book of the month book that I read this month. I only knocked one book of the month book off my shelf. Not doing very hot on that, but this month will be better in August. So The Light Pirate is like speculative climate fiction. It follows this little girl, Wanda, who was born amidst this terrible hurricane in Florida. And you watch her grow up, and by the time she's growing up, Florida is essentially done. Like, it's underwater. And it, like, because of how bad climate change is in this book, the government abandons Florida because at this point, pouring money into it isn't great because things just keep happening that are submerging it underwater, all of this stuff. And it's just a really beautiful book about survival and climate change, what you do when your options are running out, a little bit of a look of humanity and how nasty, but also how beautiful it can be. The writing is so good. And the commentary about climate change was just so vivid and great. It's not really a thriller. I think the cover makes you think that, but I just really liked it. I thought the writing was just so good. It just really sucked me in and made me think a lot. It's really good on audio if you like to consume audiobooks. I just was very pleased by it. Then I finished the month out with 2 romance novels that were ARCs that I got from NetGalley, and both of them are authors I really love. So Sarah McLean's Knockout is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and it was so good. I say so good a lot. I really need to work on my vocab. This is a part of her Hell's Bells series. This is book 3 of 4, and this is Imogen's story. Imogen is a part of the Hell's Bells, which is a girl gang who works to upend like the patriarchy and societal norms, but in a sense that the aristocracy that they are going after are men who hurt women and people who are like less than them. So if a man is abusive to his wife, like they're helping dismantle him, calling him out, making his baggage known, like it's just done so well. So Imogen is really good at exploding things, and she's really into science and bombs. And so a lot of their heists that they do in these books, Imogen usually blows something up to like cause a distraction so that they can go in and steal documents or whatever. So Imogen is just this character, and she's so much. She isn't confident in herself because she just believes she's so much, and men don't like smart women, all this stuff. And then she falls in love with the head of Scotland Yard's detective division, and it's Tommy Peck. And he's so like straight-laced, and she's just utter chaos, and watching their romance was just so beautiful. Does not disappoint. It was a fantastic 3rd book in the series. I had so much fun reading it. I couldn't put it down. It was just wonderful, and I will read anything Sarah McLean writes. Like, she's my hands-down favorite romance novelist. I was really excited that I got approved for an ARC. More to come on that because I'm going to be doing a giveaway of that book on my Instagram in a few weeks, so just kind of pay attention if you follow me there. And then the final book I read in July was The Duchess Effect by Tracy Livesey, and this was the 2nd book. American Royalty was the 1st. This book follows Duchess, who is an American rapper, and she falls in love with Prince Jameson, who is essentially Harry. This is a Meghan Markle, Prince Harry retelling romance novel. So there's 2 books in the series so far. I think there will be a 3rd, but it's them falling in love and navigating the British monarchy. And I mean, when I'm saying it's a retelling, it like pretty much follows that. I'm not loving these series, but they are written really well, and I do love Tracy Livesey. I just could do with it being so much verbatim the Meghan Markle Harry story. The only difference is Duchess is a rapper and not an actress. It's good, but like, it's just very close to reality. If you like monarchy, those types of retellings, I think you would like it. There's just, it's heavier, and it's pegged as a romance, which it is, but there's just so much extra stuff in there. I get bored with them pretty easily, so they take me a long time to read, but this one came out in July, and it was fine. I think I gave it 3 stars, but they're just not ones that I will pick up unless I get approved for ARCs, at which point I will pick them up because I got to get that NetGalley rating up. But anyways, like, it was just fine. So I kind of ended it on a bummer note, but like I said, July was a lower reading month for me. It was a good month, but not like highest quality month for me, but I still had a lot of fun. I read a lot of good gems in there. Discovered, the Chestnut Springs series like everybody else and loved it. Read Fourth Wing, the only one left. It was a great month. I didn't read as much as I wanted to, nor as many substantive books that I wanted to. So that was my July in a nutshell. Just a reminder, Javy Coffee, it rocks. Use my link for 20% off your order. And until the next video, I will see you guys later. Bye.